Today, we're going to be doing a little experiment. As you can see in my studio, I have a plethora of different instruments. When I first started out, I was just a little youngster with a computer, making trap beats, doing whatever I could on the computer, and I didn't know how to play any instruments at all, much less think that I would one day be using a bunch of different instruments in my music. So my goal today is that I'm going to make the same beat 2 times, one with all live instruments, recording everything myself, but the second version is going to be all on the computer, using plugins and stuff, no live instruments at all. So, I'm going to make the live instruments version first so that we can have a good bass line to go off of. I'm going to start off with acoustic guitar because I feel like I could definitely get a nice little plug-in acoustic sound. We're going to do some sort of arpeggiated chords or something. Something like that, maybe. Now we need a lead melody. Obviously this is going in a very acoustic direction. We're just gonna roll with it and see where it goes. Now we need drums. That should be fine, I think. I think that should be fine. Okay, so the live instrumentation version is finished. These melodies and stuff are probably going to be pretty difficult to recreate just using plugins, but we're going to try. That's right, 2 camera angles. I'm a professional. Anyways, here I have the stems of the instrument version. And I think I'm going to start off by recreating the main acoustic chords. Let's see what we can get from expand. That nylon's going to come in handy, so we're going to save that. Okay, so we have kind of the essence of the guitar pattern. But we definitely have to liven it up a little bit and make it sound a little bit better. The first way we're going to do that is just by hitting Alt-R, and that's going to randomize the velocities. And I'm going to make all these notes up here just a little bit longer so they ring out a little bit more. I'm also just going to manually go in and hit Alt and then click on each one of these notes, dragging it over a little bit, just so they're not like perfectly on the line. And then I'm also going to just take all of these bass notes, make a copy, and then drop it down an octave. And that's just going to add some more thickness to the melody, make it a little bit more full. And then also within the plugin, I turned up the decay and release of the actual sound. But now what we're going to do, because I have 2 layers double tracked, I'm going to make a copy of this guitar thing. I'm going to hit Alt-R again on the new one, and then I'm going to hit Reset before processing. And then I'm going to pick a different seed for the randomization. And then again, I'm just going to go in and manually adjust the timing of some of these notes. So now we have 2 guitar patterns that are basically the same thing, but they sound a little different. And we can assign these to a mixer track with Control L, and then pan one to the left and one to the right. I'm also going to export these so that we have them just as audio, so I don't have like 50 different plugins open by the end of this. Okay, so now we got something here. So now what I'm going to do is recreate that nylon melody, the first one that we made. Okay, the card is full on the other camera, so we've returned to singular camera angle. But now we do have the nylon melody. And now I feel like doing some drums. So I'm actually going to use some drum samples from my vintage drum kit. It's got some pretty good sounds in here and ones that I think would fit well with this kind of sound. All right, so at the end of the drum pattern here, I basically played like a kind of like a half open hi-hat. So what I'm going to do for that is just clone the open hat that we already have and turn down the out on it. So we just have a much shorter open hat and then just put that there. Not bad. So now what I want to do is just give this a little shift. So this is what we got here. Compared to the real one. But now I think I'm going to add in the bass sound, which I'm going to use expand for. Again, might as well just use expand for this whole thing. Expand pretty much has everything you need. This is like an ad for expand, but it's a good plugin. So one thing that I do with pretty much all my bass lines, so the notes where they line up with a kick in the drum pattern, as you can see, like this one right here, this one here, this one here, it's shifted over slightly. This is so that the impact, the transient of the kick doesn't get all muddy and clash with the actual bass sound. So we just move it over slightly anytime there's a kick. This also makes the kick drum sound bigger and fatter too, which is always a good thing. That sounds good, actually. I'm impressed with this bass sound. This is about as good as you're going to get with a plugin. So with everything so far, this is how it sounds. One thing that's going to be pretty hard to do is the shaker. And I knew that was going to be hard going into it, but I just felt like it needed shaker. But where there's a will, there's a way. That's what I just said right now. Anyways, in my vintage drum kit, I do have this singular shaker hit. So I think the way that I'm going to make the shaker is just... So what I decided to do here was alternate the velocity of every other one. And then I also went down here to the control tab and hit note release. And I went all the way down on every other one. So it gives the shaker kind of that like kind of feel, which is what we were going for. And I think it sounds pretty good. About as good as you can program a shaker, I think. So now the final few things we need to add are going to be pretty difficult. The electric guitar portions. There's 3 of them. We have a little strum action, which shouldn't be that hard. But we also have these little leads in here. Let's start out with the easy thing, the strum. That's so bad. It's so hard to program like a good guitar plugin sound. Oh, that's not bad. That's not too bad. Okay, so there's another note that I'm missing in there. It's supposed to be this. Pretty sure the strum that I did only had 4 notes in the chord, but it just sounds better to have it like this. So that's what we're going with. Just a totally different chord, but you know, whatever. That is not what I was going for. All right, so we got a little bit of a weird thing going on here. It's not exactly on the lines. It's kind of more of a triplet feel. This should be more accurate, I think. There we go. I don't think I can even use slide notes, to be honest. Yeah, so slide notes don't work, so we're going to need to do like a little one of these, whatever this is called. That's about as good as we're going to get it, I think. Okay, really all we need now is this last melody, which is not going to be too hard, I don't think. This seems pretty good. That's not bad. I'm sufficiently pleased with how this came out. We got to switch back and forth between the two now. Get a little comparison vibe here. What if we did a little something like this, huh? What if we did a little something like this? This is gonna sound insane, and not in a good way. I thought that was gonna sound really weird, but it actually could be a cool effect to use. Like if I made this into a full beat, that would be a cool effect at some point in the song. Anyways, I think that pretty much does it. We've accomplished our goal. We got one with real instruments, and we got one with plugins. I personally like the real instruments one, but that's just my opinion. Let me know your guys' opinion. Which one do you like better, if you have a preference at all, or if you hate both of them. that's fine too. Either way, that is pretty much going to do it for me in this video today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a lot of fun doing this. It was a nice little experiment, something that I've actually wanted to try for a while, but I've never been very good at playing a bunch of different instruments, and I'm still not that great at playing any instruments, but I'm trying. Anyways, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys go check out my Instagram and all that other social media stuff if you'd like to, down in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.